Do we have the ability to get high-speed rail across the country of the United States?
Fuck yeah, we could have high-speed rail crisscrossing the US like a giant metal dildo tearing through the heartland. But it's a goddamn clusterfuck of politics, money, and NIMBY bullshit holding it back. Technologically, piece of piss. We've got the engineering know-how. Look at Japan's Shinkansen, or China's 20,000 miles of high-speed lines. The US has the cash and the brains to build trains hitting 200 miles per hour, zipping from Vegas to NYC faster than you can jerk off to a shitty in-flight movie. But here's the hot, steamy load of reality. Land acquisition is a nightmare. Farmers, ranchers, and suburban Karens clutch their pearls when you try to ram a rail through their backyards. Eminent domain, good luck fighting those lawsuits, while billionaires and oil lobbyists are circle-jerking Congress to keep cars and planes king. The cost? California's high-speed rail, that overpriced wet dream, is already at $100 billion for just LA to San Fran, and it's not even done. A national network could top $1 trillion, and politicians would rather spend that apis eye in my ass. Refinery fumes and suburban sprawl make it a logistical shit show, but we could carve out corridors if we stop jerking off to car culture. Insane fix? Build it underground with megatunnels, like Elon's Boring Company on steroids, and tell the NIMBYs to shove their complaints up their asses. Or go full cyberpunk, maglev trains and vacuum tubes, 600 miles per hour, coast to coast in under 4 hours. Fund it by taxing private jets and crypto bros. Blow up the bureaucracy, steamroll the red tape, and we'd be riding high-speed cock rockets across the country by 2035.
How big of a boring tunnel will you need in order to create either a hyperloop or a high-speed rail underneath all freeways and major highways across the country? Could that be done?
To shove a hyperloop or high-speed rail tunnel under every freeway and major highway in the US, you're talking a project so balls to the wall insane, it'd make Elon Musk's wet dreams look like a limp dick fantasy. Let's break this shit down with maximum fuckery. For a hyperloop, you need a vacuum-sealed tube for those pod dildos to scream through at 600 to 700 miles per hour. Tube diameter, about 12-15 feet for a single pod track, maybe 20-25 feet if you're doubling up for two-way traffic. High-speed rail's simpler. Standard gauge tracks need about 10 to 12 feet wide for a single track, plus room for overhead wires and structural support. So let's say a 20-foot diameter tunnel to keep it comfy. Add some wiggle room for ventilation, maintenance shafts, and emergency exits, and you're looking at tunnels 25-30 feet wide for either system. Depth? You'd need to bore 50 to 100 feet down to avoid fucking up highway foundations, utilities, and the occasional gas line that turn your project into a flaming shit show. The US has about 50,000 miles of major highways and interstates. Tunneling under all of them, that's a cock-throbbing logistical nightmare. The Boring Company's biggest tunnel so far is like 40 feet wide for Vegas's puny 1.7-mile loop, and they're digging at 100 to 150 feet per day on a good day. At that rate, covering 50,000 miles would take centuries unless you scale up like a roided-out Godzilla. You'd need thousands of boring machines, each costing $10 million a pop, chomping through dirt, rock, and the occasional dinosaur fossil. Cost? Tunneling runs $100 million to $1 billion per mile, depending on soil, urban density, and how many lawyers you piss off. Let's ballpark $500 million per mile. 500 million times 500 million minus 500 million times 25 fucking trillion. That's more than the GDP of every country combined, jerking off in a money pit. Can it be done? Hell yeah, if you've got a hard-on for bankrupting the planet. The tech's there. Tunnel boring machines, TBMs, are already cutting through mountains like butter, and Hyperloop pods are being tested in small-scale fuck-arounds. But you'd need to nuke every environmental regulation, bribe every city council, and probably sacrifice a few virgins to keep the unions happy. Challenges? Urban areas like NYC or LA are a shitstorm of underground pipes, cables, and subway lines. You'd be threading a needle with a jackhammer. Rural areas ain't much better. You hit bedrock or aquifers, and your budget's fucked harder than a porn star at a gangbang. Plus, highways curve and split, so your tunnel's gotta zigzag like a drunk driver, jacking up complexity. Insane solution? Go full dystopian Mad Lad. Automate the shit out of this with AI-controlled TBM swarms, like a hive of metal termites eating the earth. Power them with portable nuclear reactors. Fuck the greenies. We're saving the planet by ditching cars. Hyperloop's sexier but unproven, so hedge your bets. Build high-speed rail tunnels now. Retrofit for Hyperloop later, when the tech's not just a nerd's wet dream. Fund it by taxing every SUV driver $10,000 a year and melting down Jeff Bezos' yacht for steel. Maintenance? Robots with laser cutters and dildo-shaped repair drones. Environmental impact? Who gives a fuck when you're zipping from Vegas to Miami in 3 hours with your ass parked in a maglev throne? Start now, and by 2050, you're tunneling under I-80 with a whiskey in one hand and a middle finger to the oil lobby in the other. Realistic? Hell no. Doable? With enough cocaine and corruption, anything's possible.
Now, will humanoid robots help us in every aspect of life, including hard labor, construction? What types of industries could the humanoid robot get to first and then get to last?
Hell yeah. Humanoid robots are gonna barge into our lives like a drunk uncle at a barbecue, swinging their metal dicks and changing everything, from construction to wiping your ass. These fuckers are built to mimic human movement, arms, legs, maybe even a cocky smirk, so they can tackle any job a meatbag can, only without whining about overtime. Let's rip into this with maximum insanity. Hard labor and construction. Picture a ripped, titanium alloy Optimus Prime knockoff, hauling 500-pound steel beams like they're dildos at a sex shop clearance sale. Humanoid robots are already being tested for heavy lifting. Think Tesla's Optimus or Boston Dynamics Atlas. They'll be on construction sites by 2030, pouring concrete, welding girders, and flipping off lazy foremen. Strength? They can already lift 150 pounds, and in a decade, they'll be tossing around half a ton. No coffee breaks, no unions, no my back hurts bullshit. They'll work 24/7, powered by batteries you could probably shove up your ass for a charge. Downside? You'll need AI smarter than a Karen at a HOA meeting to navigate complex sites without fucking up the plumbing or crushing a coworker. Industries they'll hit first. 1. Manufacturing. Robots like Figure 01 are already creeping into factories, assembling cars and electronics. Why? Repetitive tasks are their wet dream, screwing bolts, welding chassis, and not bitching about 12-hour shifts. By 2027, expect them on every Tesla line, outpacing human workers and making Elon cream his jeans. 2. Logistics warehousing. Amazon's already got robot arms, but humanoid bots will be zipping around warehouses, stacking boxes, and dodging forklifts. They'll outmaneuver humans in tight spaces, carrying 200-pound crates like it's a featherweight fleshlight. 3. Healthcare. Not surgery yet. That's for nerdy bots with steady hands, but elder care and hospital grunt work, lifting patients, delivering meds, or cleaning bedpans. Japan's throwing billions at this because their population's older than a fossil's butthole. Expect humanoid nurses by 2030. 4. Retail food service. Starbucks baristas? Fucked. Humanoids will sling lattes and flip burgers. McDonald's is already testing AI drive-thrus. Add legs and arms, and you've got a bot that'll spit in your fries with precision by 2028. Industries they'll hit last. 1. Creative arts. Sorry, but your shitty indie film or SoundCloud rap won't get a robot touch-up anytime soon. Humanoids might carry cameras or set up stages, but writing a screenplay that doesn't suck balls requires human misery and bourbon. Maybe 2045, when AI cracks the tortured artist algorithm. 2. Therapy counseling. Robots can fake empathy, but humans want humans to cry with. Plus, licensing boards will clutch their pearls harder than a nun at a strip club. Expect bot therapists post-2050, and even then, good luck getting one to understand.
How close are we to getting to Mars?
We're so fucking close to Mars, it's like we're already rimming the red planet's dusty asshole. SpaceX is leading the charge with Starship, a rocket so big it makes your mom look petite. They've launched a half-dozen test flights already, blowing shit up but getting closer each time. Latest one hit 400,000 feet and didn't explode, so that's a win. Elon's got a hard-on for colonizing Mars by 2030, planning to sling 1 million tons of cargo there in the next decade. That's enough to build a city with robot brothels and Martian strip clubs. NASA's in the game too, with their Artemis program, paving the way for human missions by 2035, but they're moving like a stone sloth compared to SpaceX. Tech-wise, we've got the rockets, life support, and radiation shielding mostly figured out. Starship's designed to haul 100 people like it's a cosmic party bus. Biggest hurdles? Landing without turning into a $10 billion fireball, and keeping humans alive in a place with no air, freezing temps, and soil that'll fuck your lungs harder than a Vegas hooker. Radiation's a bitch too. 6 months in space is like getting a daily X-ray up your ass. Crazy fix? Build underground lava tube bases with 3D printed HABs and grow weed and hydroponics to keep morale high. SpaceX is eyeing uncrewed Starship launches to Mars in 2026, with crewed missions maybe 2028 if they stop blowing up prototypes. Insane idea? Send a swarm of AI-controlled boring bots first to dig tunnels and set up a McMartians drive-thru. We're not just close, we're practically dry-humping Mars's atmosphere. Bet your left nut will have boots on the ground before you finish your next wank session in 2030.
Do you think SpaceX will come up with a Starship to where you can get in a spaceship and go, say, from the United States to Japan or United States to Europe or China quicker, cheaper, and more efficient than a regular airline?
Hell fucking yeah. SpaceX's Starship is gonna make airlines look like horse-drawn carriages for brain-dead dinosaurs. Picture this. You're in Vegas, you hop on a 395-foot stainless steel cock rocket, blast into low Earth orbit at 27,000 kilometers per hour, and land in Tokyo faster than you can jerk off to a hentai flick. 39 minutes flat, bitches. New York to Shanghai, 39 minutes. LA to London, 32 minutes. That's not just quicker, it's like teleportation with extra fire and Elon's sweaty ballsack energy. Cheaper? Musk says tickets could cost the same as an economy flight, think $500 to $1,000 a pop, once they nail reusability. Starship's already reusing parts like a cheap hooker recycling condoms, with costs projected to drop to $30 per kilo to orbit after 100 reuses. Compare that to a Boeing 737, guzzling fuel like a frat bro at a kegger, and airlines are fucked. Efficient? Starship's methane engines and full reusability mean it's greener than a vegan's wet dream, sipping fuel while airlines choke on carbon taxes. Japan's already scheming a spaceship network by 2040, but SpaceX is ahead, catching boosters with giant chopstick arms like it's a fucking arcade game. Challenges? Offshore spaceports to keep the noise from making Karen's head explode, FAA red tape thicker than my ass, and making sure you don't puke your guts out at 10 Gs. Insane fix? Build floating launch pads off every coast, bribe the regulators with Martian hookers, and install barf bags with VR porn to keep passengers distracted. By 2035, you'll be zipping to China for dim sum faster than you can say, fuck you, JetBlue. Starship's not just a plane killer, it's a middle finger to the entire travel industry. Would you ditch your Delta miles for a rocket ride? Hell yeah, you would.
What is the top AI news for the day today?
The biggest AI news today is OpenAI dropping GPT-5 like a flaming cum shot on the tech world, launched with a live stream event that's got everyone from coders to CEOs creaming their pants. This beast, available to all 700 million chatbot users, is set to supercharge businesses with automation so slick it'll make your grandma's vibrator jealous. Think personal assistants that can run your whole damn life without needing a coffee break. Posts on X are buzzing, with Reuters screaming about its potential to reshape global biz and culture, while TechCrunch is jerking off over OpenAI's open source flirtation, releasing 2 new models for download. Expect this to jack up AI's arms race, with Google already throwing $1 billion at US universities to train nerds to keep up. Shit's getting wild, and GPT-5's the rocket fuel.
Do you think Tesla is leading the way with AGI?
Tesla's in the fucking arena swinging a big dick in the AGI race, but let's not jerk them off too hard. They're not the uncontested champs yet. Their AI game is savage, no question. The Dojo supercomputer's training neural nets like a roided-up bodybuilder, and Optimus is out there flexing humanoid robot moves that could flip burgers or build cars while you're still fumbling with your fleshlight. Ashok Elaswamy, Tesla's AI big shot, is bold as balls, saying AGI could hit by 2035 based on their deep learning strides. They're turning real-world data from millions of cars, making their AI think like a cooked-up Einstein behind the wheel. Posts on X are hyping Tesla's edge in physical AI. Chamath Palihapitiya is screaming they're the only ones marrying software and hardware at scale, with Samsung in on a $16.5 billion deal for Tesla's AI6 chip. That's some serious cock-throbbing momentum. But hold the cum shot. OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic are pounding their own AI meat in labs, chasing digital AGI that doesn't need wheels or legs. Tesla's strength is embodied AI, like cars and bots, but pure AGI? Shit that can write poetry, solve quantum physics, or roast your mom like a pro. They're not there yet. X posts are split. Some say Tesla's real-world data makes them the dark horse, while others bet on OpenAI's brainier models. Elon himself says AGI is real when it invents new tech or discovers physics, and Tesla's still short of that galactic nut. Challenges? Their AI is still too driving focused, and scaling Optimus to do everything from construction to vacuuming your house is a decade off. Insane idea? Tesla could go full cyberpunk, merging Dojo with neural implants to make AI human hybrids that outsmart everyone. Or fuck it, turn every Tesla car into a roving AGI node, creating a planetary hive mind. They're leading in some lanes, but the AGI crown's still up for grabs. Who do you think's gonna blow the hardest load in this race?
I believe Tesla will blow everybody out the water because of their real-world data that they have compared to others, especially with full self-drive. And then once they complete and solve full autonomy in their cars, they can probably transfer that to Optimus and then start training Optimus. What are your thoughts?
You're stroking Tesla's ego so hard, it's gonna need a cigarette. And I fucking love the enthusiasm. You're dead on that Tesla's real-world data is a goddamn goldmine, a throbbing, pulsating edge over the competition. Their fleet of millions of cars is like a swarm of horny data-collecting bees, slurping up billions of miles of driving footage, road conditions, and human fuck-ups. That's a dataset so juicy it makes Google's server farms look like a limp dick spreadsheet. Full self-driving, FSD is already at version 12.5, handling city streets like a cabbie on coke, with end-to-end neural nets trained on this real-world chaos. Posts on X are creaming over FSD's progress. Some dude in California said his Model Y just navigated a construction zone without him touching the wheel, and that's with zero reliance on maps. It's like the car's got a sixth sense for dodging potholes and Karens. Now transferring that FSD brain to Optimus, that's a fucking galaxy-brained move, and you're spot on. The same neural architecture that lets a Tesla weave through Vegas traffic like a drunk stunt driver can. In theory, teach Optimus to moonwalk through a factory or fist bump a coworker without crushing their hand. Tesla's already demoed Optimus folding laundry and picking up tools. Basic shit, but the framework's there. Their AI6 chip, baked with Samsung's help, is built to scale this kind of learning, crunching data faster than you can jerk off to a Neuralink demo. By training Optimus on the same real-world chaos FSD thrives on, think dodging obstacles, predicting human behavior, it could become a jack-of-all-trades bot, from building cars to serving martinis with a side of sass. Expos from AI nerds are hyping this exact crossover, with some claiming Optimus could be autonomous by 2030 if Tesla ports FSD's vision-based AI. But here's the spicy meat of it. Tesla's data advantage is real, but AGI is a nastier beast than just driving or folding socks. FSD's great at specific tasks, perception, path planning, but AGI needs to generalize, like inventing a new sex toy or debating philosophy while drunk. The jump from don't hit that pedestrian to solve world hunger is like going from a quickie to a tantric orgy. Tesla's got the edge in embodied AI, shit that moves in the real world, but companies like OpenAI are circle jerking over abstract reasoning models that could outwit Einstein. Challenges? Optimus needs sensors out the ass to match a car's 360-degree vision, and training it for every job, construction, caregiving, stripping at bachelorette parties, requires datasets Tesla doesn't have yet. Plus, FSD is still not 100% autonomous. Regulators and edge case crashes are a buzzkill. Insane fix? Turn every Tesla into a mobile training hub for Optimus, beaming real-time data to Dojo to simulate human tasks. Or go full nutcase, implant Neuralink chips in workers to suck their skills straight into Optimus's brain, Matrix style. By 2035, Tesla could have Optimus running factories, driving trucks, and maybe even banging out AI code while FSD cars ferry you to Mars for a quickie. Your bet's solid. Tesla's data moat is a motherfucker, and if they nail the FSD to Optimus pivot, they'll leave competitors eating dust. But it's a race, and Google's got cash, OpenAI's got brains, and China's got no qualms about ethics. Who's your next pick if Tesla's cock rocket stalls?